Bob Sigler.
Yes, sir,
Yeah,
Tracy.
aka Dad to me. What we have behind us is, what's this sunflower art sculpture thing made out of?
It's made basically out of copper. Yeah, it was some sheet copper I had. Um, well, this deck was built 23 years ago, so it was sometime after that. And I think my wife, your mother, was gone on a business trip for several days. And while she was gone, I thought I would put this little screen decoration together to surprise her when she got home. We both have always liked sunflowers, but maybe more importantly, they lended themselves easily to be cut out with the machinery I had at the time.
What did you cut them with?
A nibbler, actually.
Nibbler.
A nibbler, a hand nibbler that I had that actually punches little pieces out in a continuing row. And we did that out of sheet copper. The leaves were cut out with a nibbler as well and then rolled and shaped by hand. Little stems of brass welded onto them.
The big stems are...
And the big stems are a hollow copper tubing, regular plumbing copper tubing.
Yeah.
They're gas welded or oxyacetylene welded or brazing, whatever you want. That's how they're put together. The surface, the center is put with daubs of brass from an oxyacetylene torch and a brass filler rod to give it a representation of the center, the seed pods of the plant. This is grass, or a representative of grass, since it is somewhat
art grass.
art grass. Yeah.
So why it's over 20 years old? Why? I see some edges are getting green. How long does it take to just go green?
Depends on what it's exposed to. That's all natural patina. It was all pretty much kind of, reddish copper colored when I started.
But we're here. I mean, we're here on
oxidation.
We got some salt water out here.
Right.
You'd think this would
salt water
speed it up a little.
Especially if you have a storm and the salt spray gets blown up here, and that helps it to oxidize. I imagine that parts of it will eventually turn green. You can see some of the tips up there that are rolled back are actually green.
Yeah, now. I guess where the water.
But that's usually exposure to certain chemicals, like acids, or even base chemicals like ammonia.
So what other what tips would you have if somebody wanted to make something like this?
What tips would I have?
How are the flowers attached?
The flowers are all welded. Everything is oxyacetylene brazing. That's what I call it. It's not actually welding. The metals aren't fused. They're brazed together with brass rod or bronze rod.
But would you say it's pretty easy to make something like that?
Yeah.
Or is it?
I think it's pretty easy if you have some basic metalworking skills and some equipment. Now this is a pretty heavy gauge material.
Yeah.
Here. It's about 18 gauge sheet stock, so
couldn't cut that with snips probably.
It's not something you'd want to hand cut.
Yeah. All right. So. I guess you could have a bandsaw. You could also bandsaw if you know.
Absolutely, bandsaw would be a great application for it. Even better than the nibblers.
How long do you think it took to make?
How long would it take to make? Depending on your skill level, I think it probably took me part-time of a couple of days to make it. Probably 8 to 10 hours all total.
Sounds good.
Realizing I did have everything in hand that I needed, one time had a pretty complete metal shop.
Yeah.
Working in my garage there, but had 3 different welders and metal working tools and rollers and whatnot. But it was a lot of fun. The hard part for me is the creative process. Where that comes from, I'm not sure. I don't get it. But putting it together, that is fairly easy for me.
Well, I like it. Thanks for sharing how you made it, Dad.
Thank you.